So, does cash have a future? Will paper or polymer money will be washed out by e-payments? The financial world is bubbling up with heated debates on the 21st century payments landscape. And here at the sidelines of the currency conference, we have here today Mr. Larry FELIX. He is a chairman of the Banknote conference and he runs up his own company in IT sphere. Am I right, Larry?
We do, yes indeed.
So what's your business type?
So the business is a consulting business. It has some IT components. There actually are two parts. One is a traditional banknotes, and the other is bringing together IT companies to provide solutions to large questions in support of government solutions.
That's very good because this returns us back to our question about the future of banknotes and digital currency and other topics related to this. So, the most speakers at the conference were talking about the prospects of cash. They said that they will remain future, but we are interested to know your personal point of view on this matter. Could you share your views on this?
I think long term, cash is going to stay a viable solution. What will happen? You will see that new technologies will displace the percentage that cash plays in the total payment system, but cash will always remain. The other thing that I think you will see is that IT facilitates the use of cash more than you think.
Okay, so I got it. So, monetary reforms had a great history, so it goes back to the first days of humanity. And we couldn't deny that technological progress is the key factor of this new payments landscape that is forming nowadays. So, there is cash sector and non-cash sector, and in your point of view, could these cash payments and non-cash payments substitute each other? Do they serve a good example of harmony, or it's more like two adversary parties and the interests of these different businesses collide?
So I firmly believe and very hopeful that in fact they complement each other and don't supplement. I think, and if you look certainly at some of the presentations at the conference, one of the things you find is that technology, the use of technology, like the example in Kenya, the M-Pesa, right, the mobile payment system, what that has done is allowed people who didn't have accessibility to financial institutions, the banks, to be able to save up money on their cell phones. But at some point, as they build up and accumulate wealth, guess what? They have the capacity to go into a financial institution, maybe when they go to the next village with a bank, and then deposit the money in the account. So what you have is technology, mobility, enabling an entry into the cash marketplace.
Okay.
So they are complementary to each other, not aggressively fighting each other.
Okay, thank you for this interesting remark. But talking about this financial technology, we're moving to the next question and this particular financial inclusion. So, at the conference, some of the speakers said that 40% of the population of the globe remain unbanked. So, what do you think? How could we deal with such vast groups of population of the world because they do not have access to new technologies?
And again, if you look at M-Pesa is a perfect example, right? The phones the devices were distributed almost low no cost, and what people were able to get was the SIM card, the entry point into payments mobility. So I think the opportunity for very interesting commercial activities to understand the markets and come in with maybe low, no cost kinds of options and sort of build in charges later on. What that's that 40% of the unbanked represents a market opportunity for some entrepreneur who wants to come in. And I just think that I'm very hopeful that the marketplace will take care of that. So I'm hopeful.
Okay. So, today the figures show that cash in circulation maintains its average growth of 5%. But at the same time, more often we hear opinions that the financial world and economic growth is mainly driven by cashless payments. Do you agree with this statement? And does it seem that payment systems have reached a kind of status quo so far? This brings us to the question of complementary.
Yeah. Yes. Look, it is clear that having more payments, more payment mechanisms, provides additional growth. And so the premise of your question is cash competes with the alternative, the non-cash payments. But the reality it isn't, right? The reality is what you see are people who make purchases. There's in the U.S. we use a banking term called disintermediation. All that means is you use certain cash payment vehicles for different levels of transactions. And every one of them have a role to play. Electronic, wire transfers. So I actually do not see sort of a hemorrhaging or a fighting on those market spaces. But I do see this complementary thing, and it's likely that the percentages may stay about the same, although I think not. I think what will happen is mobility payments will be the next, and that will start eating away maybe credit or debit, or could even eat away at right? But the relative position and percentages of each of those payment mechanisms in a payment system is going to remain essentially the same.
Okay. So we are moving closer to the next question about the future banknotes. So considering the technologies, the breakthrough innovations that we have witnessed over the past years, we could say that the banknotes, the paper money which we have today, are not unlikely to remain the same. It won't be like just a security printed document. It will be like information product. So, could you imagine just what the future banknotes will be like if they will remain in our wallets?
So here's the thing: if you put so much information in a banknote that it becomes an identifier, public user, the benefit of having a banknote is that it's anonymous, and so that's a threshold that central banks will not cross. They want to start putting data in the bank. Now, having a smart, intelligent document on it, I can see that trend. I can see the possibility of some future point where you can have non-contactless transactions. I can see that. But I cannot see the point, the time where the identity of the holder is linked to the currency, right? And you lose anonymity, and you lose the fact that the one thing that makes cash so vibrant and useful a role in the global economy.
Okay, so this issue of anonymity moving forward to next question of cryptocurrency.
Yes.
There is even examples nowadays of this state monetary authorities that are dealing with cryptocurrency, like the Bank of Ecuador in 2014, or the bank, the People's Bank of China, which is edging closer to issuing its own digital currency.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the prospects for cryptocurrency?
Yeah, it's something I've been looking at recently and wondering. I think where you see cryptocurrency evolve into a steady sort of a standard practice is because the system is responding. It's responding to a lack of support in that environment. I think some central banks, will start looking at that seriously. Um, and but it's going to be regional and localized. I know some central banks will be much more responsive than others. I don't necessarily see central bank sanctioned cryptocurrency in some of the, say, the G20 nations. But you never know.
Do you see any risk about central banks controlling this cryptocurrency?
Yeah, so the risk would be no different than the risk central banks have right now for when they issue um, when they issue paper currency. Central banks take on an extraordinary amount of risk by issuing currency. In things like inflation, things like oversupply in money, the money supply, opening up the counterfeiting, allowing merchants to lose money because of counterfeiting. And the same sort of general risks apply in a different scale. But I think central banks, by and large, if they decide to go into cryptocurrency, will sanction, will be able to deal with those risks, but they will be made.
Okay. So, Larry, thank you for this conversation. We much appreciated that you agreed to share your thoughts on the future payment landscape. So, we're going to continue our talks and hope for the next conversation with you and other experts in the framework of our discussion, Future Challenges for Cash. Thank you.